Hey y'all. Okay, today is Wednesday and I made something special. I wanted to try it out. I basically made thin ice, right? I did thin ice and then my mouth is watering for it. I'm sorry. I had me a little bit. I had made thin ice and then when I let it sit in the deep freezer, my other deep freezer, not the one I used to build the frost in, y'all, my other deep freezer, I let it sit there, and then before it froze and it still was like a little wet, I took some like finely crushed ice and like sprinkled it all around. So we got something like this. It looks good. I don't know what to call it. The title will have whatever name I pick for it. I was gonna call it Crusty Thin Ice. But it looks good. It's so textured. And yes, when it's textured like this, y'all, you should not go in and slam into it. Grooves and stuff. Be careful, okay? If you make this, please be careful. Anything that has texture to it that's not one, be careful when you go bite into it, because you know, keep your babies good. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is going to be this topic right here. Okay, I'm not going to stay on it that long, but we are going to talk about it. Okay, so let me get a couple more crunches. It's hitting, y'all. It's hitting. This is good, y'all. Okay. So I'm probably going to talk more about, it's about, the topic is about disabilities that can't be seen, chronic and or mental. And one thing about it, a lot of a lot of doctors don't want to give you the label of chronic, right? Even though they know they should give you the label of chronic. I'm gonna say that because the money's in the medicine. Remember that. Big pharma. If they put you as chronic, they can't keep switching you and make you come to disappointment like they don't know what's going on. But a lot of times they should go ahead, and some situations they can tell that you are chronic. They have tried everything, they have gave you everything, and the situation, it might help a little bit, but it's not strong enough. You get what I'm saying? Now, there is a big difference in physical disabilities that people can see and like mental disabilities that can't be seen. Okay? Trust and believe me, there is a lot of people who have mental disabilities, and I'm not talking about like a disability that you grew up with or something like that. Well, some people did that bad. Some people did grow up with some of them, and some people, it started later on in their life because of maybe a traumatic episode, something happened or things like that, right? And one thing about that, I know a lot of people that would tell you in a heartbeat, I would rather have a physical disability than a mental disability. And that's because it's hard to prove. A mental disability is very hard to prove, especially when you're trying to get benefits to help you with this disability, because now it is crippling. You can go to the doctor's office, they can do x-rays, they can do all this, they can look at your spine, they can check your organs, they can do all that and give all the proof up and get you disability way faster than somebody who is struggling with mental disabilities, because you have to prove it, right? A lot of people think, oh, you're okay, just pray about it. Just pray about it. Just meditate. Just do your affirmations. It'll go away. It'll go away. People that can just pray about it, do affirmations, meditate, and it goes away, that means your disability was not as crippling as somebody's that is crippling to the point that they have to get Social Security disability. Okay? And another thing about it is, when you go for that, right, you got to have a lot of proof. Yeah, you have to have a lot of proof with the physical. With the physical stuff, you have to have a lot of proof, but it's easier to show. With the mental, you got to have a lot of proof, a lot of writing, a lot of doctor visits, a lot of showing why and why not and all this type of stuff. And usually, even after they see all that paperwork, you still got to go up in front of a judge. A lot of people still have to go up in front of a judge if there's nothing physical. And you have to prove to a judge that your mental disability is crippling you. And that's a hard thing to do. Very hard thing to do. Think of it like this. Let's say we're at the park, right? And somebody falls out. They fall out, they have a seizure. People are going to run to them. They're going to run to them. They're going to start doing what they got to do. They got a heart attack. They're going to start running to them, do what they got to do. Somebody goes down from anxiety attack or a panic attack. People are going to first, they're going to run over there. They're going to run over there and be like, what's going on? And then when you start telling them, a lot of people are going to start dispersing. And only a couple will stay because they understand how crippling it actually is. Sometimes it comes out of nowhere. Sometimes it can be a sound, certain sound that can set it off. Sometimes it can be a certain smell that can set it off. Sometimes it can be something that you just see that can set it off. And I'm not just talking about anxiety. I'm not just talking about panic disorders. Also depression. Some people say, oh, they're just being lazy. They're just laying in the bed, but they seriously cannot get up. Like, they cannot get up. Like, they might be sitting there and sleeping in the bed for days at a time. And then sometimes you have situations when you're up days at a time. They say that you can't sleep. I mean, you can't survive what is it, more than like without 3 or 4 days or to like a week of sleep. Trust me, you can. Especially if you're not trying to. And because like I started in 2018, I had something that happened, and I had the regular anxiousness like anybody else have when something big is going on, anything like that. Everybody gets anxious. If anybody ever tell you I don't get anxious, I don't have anxiety, everybody has anxiety. That feeling you get when you're playing a sport, you're playing a game, you're like, ooh, or you're playing a scratch off, or you're playing Powerball, or you're playing, or your grandchild or your kid is running around, and you know how they do that that running forward, that toddlers and kids do, that running forward type run. Y'all know what I'm talking about, when they about to fall and bust their face. And that feeling that you feel, that's anxiety. But it's not crippling, it's just a moment. Now when it's crippling is when you cannot stop it and you need medication to help you. Panic attack, same thing. A panic attack, 1 minute you'll be sitting there, you can be talking, you can be chilling, you could be in the shower washing your body, you can be just fine. The next thing you know, all of a sudden your breath feel like it just goes away. And next thing you know, you catch yourself in a position holding on to the rail inside the bathroom, and you're bent over and you can't sit up. Your head won't let you come back up, your stomach won't let you come back up, and then you're sitting there in the bathroom and you're dry heaving. You're dry heaving, and your body just wants you to fall to the ground, but you're holding yourself up and you're trying hard. And the next thing you know, that nice little warm bath, lukewarm or warm bath, a hot bath that you like, or a shower, whatever, you have to turn it all the way to freezing cold to shock yourself back. And the shock don't come just like that. So you're sitting on the cold water, sweating bullets. And then you hit the cold water, and you have to let it sit there and just hit the back of your neck. Just let it hit. Let it hit your face. Let it hit your scalp. Let it hit. I don't even care if your hair is done. Sometimes that don't even matter. Sometimes you have to just let it hit. And it's going to bring you back. It pops you back. Most people don't have to go in front of a judge that has a physical disability, because It's noticeable. It's there. They have the evidence. They have the, you know, the photos and, you know, all your records showing what's going on. But then when you have something that starts, mental disability starts hitting you, and it's not something that you dealt with all your life, so you don't have a book of it, it's tough. And a lot of people don't believe you until they see you go down, until they see you, you know, almost about to faint or get dizzy and about to fall out, and they think you're dehydrated, but you're not dehydrated. is your disability. And sometimes, you know, people sit there and there's so many mental disabilities, y'all, so many of them, and you have to truly prove it. It's something that you have to prove, and it sucks that you have to prove it. I'm not going to stay on that topic long. I have to go in more depth to, you know, more understanding. I remember I used to tell my therapist when I started having to see one. I used to tell I have two therapists, and I used to tell them I'd rather have a physical disability than a mental. I said, because when people look at me, they forget. They look at me and they just see regular old Burn. They don't, you know, think about the things that's going on. But then when they start seeing I'm going down, they start remembering, they start moving to me. And they be like, yeah, no, this, or that's a tough one. But one thing I will say to prove that mental disabilities are tougher in the sense of people believing you, people understanding it, people, you know, willing to work with you, deal with it, try to help you, give you the help that you need to help you through it. Only 34%, sometimes less than that, gets approved for disability, for mental disabilities. And trust me, some people, they're going to hear this, they're going to understand. Some people are going to hear it and say, I got through that. Kudos to you. I don't know what your situation was. I don't know. Because sometimes some mental disabilities are something that doesn't last forever. And then some mental disabilities are something that lasts forever. Something that you're always going to have to deal with. Something that you're always going to have to take medications with. And then the medications that you take, they all mess with your hormones. Because that's the only way to try to get the mental back stable, is playing with your hormones. And playing with your hormones is popping the pills, taking the medications that they said. And trust and believe me, like I told y'all what my degree's in. I believe in medication. I do. I believe in medication for mental disabilities and things like that. I don't believe everybody needs them. I don't think everybody should be getting them stuffed down the throat, okay? But I know before I even accepted any type of medication, I tried 6 to 9 months by myself. And even my parents sat there, and the thing about it is, I have siblings. And out of my siblings, I am not the oldest, but I am the toughest child that they have. So to see me break in a way they never seen me break before scared them. And it still scares them today because I'm still battling. It's a battle that Sometimes your situation is something that you can get over, and sometimes your situation is something that you're going to have to live with. Now, we're going to chew on some ice now, and let's talk about this. Let's talk about something else, okay? There is so much I can talk about on that subject, but for me to really talk about it, I have to get like really deep on it, really deep. Let's also talk about, you know what, this one right here. We're going to talk about this one too. The future. Getting ready for the future. So, what is them? And I promise you can look at it. It's not, what is it called? Excuse me. It's not refrozen slushy either. This is thin ice with finely crushed ice going all through it. It's so cool. Now, I know I got a lot of people that is graduating, that's becoming young adults, and then also us that's already adults. Y'all, saving up money and building up your resume and your applications and stuff is so important, y'all. It is very, very, very important. You're never too old for volunteer work. Okay? Volunteer work is awesome. to add on to your applications and to your resume. Taking extra classes if you can. No matter if you're in college or if you're already graduating but you want to add some more, do it. Do it. Getting ready for the future is a very important thing. Saving money on the side, getting into the workforce. I truly believe that everybody's first job should be a customer service job. Everybody, I don't care if all you do it is for a year. Everybody should do it, because doing that will help you so much. When it comes to, when it comes to dealing with people, things, situations, it helps a lot. And starting to put money to the side helps a lot too. Have you ever sat there, you get paid, you get your allowance, whatever, however you get your money, and let me just throw a number out. Let's say you got to check $1,500, right? $1,500, and you spend it. And when you look around your house, your apartment, your room, wherever you at, and you can't point out what that money did, you ain't saving right. You ain't saving right. You're not being responsible with it. One thing I like to tell people is, if you can, because some of us have to live check to check. I'm not saying I live check to check, but I'm gonna put me in the category too, because I know what it is to live check to check. I ain't never gonna sit here and tell somebody I never lived check to check. I have lived check to check before. But one thing, sacrifice. Do you really need that little monthly gift box that you gotta pay every month for? Do you really have to go and eat out 5 times out the week? Do you really have to go and buy a scratch off every day? Or do you really have to put $50 worth of scratch off, pay for $50 worth of scratch offs every day? Sacrifice, cut it down. Cut it down. When you're paying bills off, pay it off. Once you finish paying that bill off, you know what you do with that extra money you now have? You put it towards another bill and pay the other one off even faster. And then when you finally catch up and you paid all your bills off, this is what you do now. With all that extra money that you now have, you keep pretending as if you're paying that bill off, them bills. And you start taking that money and you start putting that to the side. Because you already living off of what you're living off of. You learned how to live off of it. So therefore, start putting that money to the side. You don't need that. You don't need that right now. Trust and believe me, that can be a down payment on a car. That can be a down payment on a house right now. The markets are horrible. You don't. If you ain't gotta go do it, don't go do it, baby. Well, the markets are horrible. I know in the U.S. You ain't gotta do it. Don't do it right now, baby. But planning for the future is so many different things that you can be doing to plan for the future and make sure that you are just getting everything that you could possibly get. Right now, it is tough. Planning for the future right now is very tough. We don't know which way is up, which way is down. We got somebody doing tricks and stuff, market manipulation, which is against the rules. There's a lot of things going on right now. But to save money right now, you don't have to go put it into an account. You can just find you a nice spot to put your money away inside your own home that you don't touch. You walk in there, you drop your 20, your 100, whatever into it, you put it back away and you walk away from it. You can do it that way too if you're afraid right now to put your money into any type of accounts that you don't know will be touched or could mess up, you know, overnight. And remember, just because your friends ain't doing it, don't mean you don't do it. Okay? Take care of yourself. Your friends ain't gonna pay your bills. Be a leader, not a follower. If you ain't got the money to go out that night, you tell them, I'm cool, I'm gonna stay in and chill. Think about your future. Saving for the future is a big deal. And it's never too early to start saving. It's never too late to start saving. You just start. That's it. It's just, you just start. It's like working out. Don't say I'm gonna start on Monday, because you ain't. The best way to do it is just to get up one day and just start. Just start. And if somebody's saying, "Oh, you're only you're only this year, this, you know, you're only this age, you ain't gotta do that yet. You got all this time." Look, time waits for nobody, and nobody knows how much time anybody has. So make some good moves. Live life too. Live it. Live life. Start saving. Start doing what you have to do in order for you to be able to go out here and vacation and do all these different things. And then when your friends are looking like, "Well, I'm trying to save my money up," how you already got your money? And then you can remind them, "Remember, I started doing that savings plan for myself. Now I do this." And then they're going to be asking you, "What I got to do to do that?" Be a leader, okay? Be a leader. I'm really enjoying this texture that we made. The texture is nice. And also, We about to finish. We got a little bit left. Excuse me. Also, I have been getting comments with people asking me, how's my health? How am I doing? I look sick. Did I give y'all any ideas I look sick? Y'all getting videos too, so I don't know where it's coming from. Cause I'm very much physically fine, y'all. Very, very much. I don't know where it's coming from. And if you are trying to wish something on me, please take that somewhere else, okay? Take that somewhere else. That was good. Also, I know Shay said something about my plants. I need to wipe them down. But there goes one. I don't know if y'all can see the little babies that's coming out. This needs to be repotted so bad. You can see the roots coming out, but it's still growing very strong. And then I have this one, and you see how over there it's all twisted up like that. That's how the new leaves come out. They come out twisted, and then they untwist, and then they start making their holes and stuff. I just love them. That's my babies. All right, y'all. Love y'all.